Hello everyone, back again with movie and tune recap. Today, I'm going to explain an American supernatural horror film from 2015, titled The Hallow. Spoilers ahead, so watch out and take care. The movie begins with Adam Hitchens, a British conservationist who studies plants and fungi, traveling to a remote Irish village with his wife, Claire, their baby son, Finn, and their dog, Rick. Adam has been hired by a company to check the forest for a possible logging project. While walking in the woods near their isolated mill house, Adam marks trees so he doesn't get lost, and following Rick, he finds an abandoned house. Inside, he discovers a dead animal that looks like it's split open because of a strange fungus. He collects some of the black goo on the body and returns home. At the cabin, Claire removes the metal bars from the windows, and soon after, a local man named Colm arrives looking for Adam. Claire tells him Adam isn't home, and Colm warns her that Adam shouldn't be wandering in the forest and asks her to tell Adam to speak with him. When Adam comes back with the sample, Claire tells him about Colm's visit, and Adam says he will talk to him. That night, while Claire puts Finn to bed, she notices black goo dripping from the ceiling onto the baby's blanket. Meanwhile, Adam studies the fungus sample and learns that it feeds on its host and eventually controls it, and shortly, Claire tells him about the leak, and Adam checks the attic. He finds nothing unusual except some old books, not knowing that fungal spores are growing nearby. Later, while Claire cooks, Adam tells her he didn't see anything serious, probably just moisture because the house is old. He also explains what he discovered about the fungus, which makes Claire uneasy. When they start kissing, they hear Finn crying on the baby monitor. His soft sobs suddenly turn into loud screams, followed by a loud crash. Claire runs to the nursery, but the door slams shut by itself, and when they finally get it open, the window is shattered. Thinking Colm broke in to scare them, Adam decides to call the police, and during the investigation, Garda Davy suggests maybe a bird flew into the window. He also mentions a local legend that the forest belongs to the Hallow, a place said to be home to fairies, banshees, and creatures that steal children. Before leaving, Davy adds that Colm Donnelly's daughter, Cora, disappeared in the woods, and Colm believes these creatures took her. Later, Adam treats Claire's cut from the broken glass, and he insists Colm caused the break-in, but Claire isn't sure. Adam goes outside to take photos for evidence and hears something moving in the forest. When he points his camera, he briefly sees a strange creature. At the same time, Rick growls at something in the generator shed, and Adam hears a faint baby crying from inside. He checks the shed but finds nothing, and as he walks away, the door creaks open on its own, and the crying continues. The next morning, Adam drives to the village with Finn to fix the window, and he notices people staring at him nervously. At the hardware store, the owner warns him about the Hallow and tells him to put the metal bars back on the windows. At home, Claire cleans the broken glass and finds more black goo in Finn's crib. Rick wanders into the woods, and a few minutes later, Colm returns, scaring Claire before leaving a folklore book on the table. While driving back, Adam's steering wheel becomes stiff, and he almost hits Colm. Later, the tape player stops working, and he again loses control, crashing into the roadside forest. The car won't start, and when he opens the hood, he sees vine-like fungus growing inside the engine, and strange noises echo from the trees. When he goes to the car boot, something suddenly pushes him inside and locks him in. When he wakes up, he hears scratching outside, and Finn starts crying as the car shakes, and dark shapes move past the windows. Adam kicks through the back seat and escapes just as the shaking stops. He grabs Finn and sees no one, only claw marks all over the car. Feeling frightened, he carries Finn home, and the worried Claire meets them and tells him about Colm's visit. When Claire asks why he came home late, Adam avoids the question and tells her to call the police, before grabbing a shotgun. While they are upstairs, the power goes out, cutting their phone signal, and they hear something break downstairs. Adam goes to check and sees a faint flickering light in the kitchen. Thinking it is Colm, he shouts that the police have been called. He sees something move and fires, and the light goes out. When he goes inside, the kitchen is trashed, and he realizes the light came from the camera, and Claire comes downstairs. Adam is still sure Colm is responsible, but Claire says they need to leave. However, Adam refuses at first, feeling angry and targeted. After calming down, he apologizes and briefly looks at the folklore book. Claire urges him again, and this time he agrees. While looking for Rick, Adam finds the dog in the generator house holding something dead in its mouth. Adam notices that one of Rick's eyes has turned red, as if it is infected, and the family walks through the forest toward their car. Suddenly, Rick barks at something in the woods and runs toward it, but he is killed. At the car, Adam and Claire try to start it while clearing away the fast-spreading fungus growing on the engine. The creatures the villagers warned them about begin coming out of the forest. They manage to start the car, but the creatures throw a mud-like fungus at it, breaking the windows. Even though Adam and Claire try to escape, the car crashes into a ravine, and they have to run back to the house. Inside, they block the doors, and when Adam looks through the peephole, a creature's stinger suddenly pierces his eye. Moments later, they hear something trying to break inside and see black liquid dripping from the peephole. Adam checks the door and sees a small creature that quickly runs away. He realizes that light keeps the creatures away, so he tells Claire to go to the attic while he goes to the generator house to turn on the backup power. Inside the generator house, Adam finds black goo covering the generator switch, and he sees creatures moving outside. The creatures break into the house and head toward the attic, while Claire struggles to hold the door closed. Adam tries to start the generator, but the stinger in his eye causes intense pain as the infection spreads. Even though he is struggling, he manages to fight through it long enough to start the generator. The lights turn on, and the creatures run away before they can reach Claire. When Adam touches an iron bar, it burns his skin, so he wraps it in cloth and loads several bars onto a wheelbarrow to take back to the house. In extreme pain, he looks in the bathroom mirror and sees that he is starting to change. He covers his infected eye and returns to Claire, and together, they reinforce the windows with the iron bars and set up lamps to keep the creatures away. While blocking the bedroom window, Claire sees a creature outside and scares it away with a touch light. Because the generator will not last long and he wants to protect Finn, Adam puts the baby inside a locked cupboard with a baby monitor and points a light at it. Later, Adam reads Colm's grimoire and learns about the local myths of changelings and woodland creatures. Worried about Finn, Claire opens the cupboard and finds a creature taking him away, and reacting quickly, Adam grabs a pickaxe and hits the creature. He then goes to the attic to confront it, but another creature scratches him and knocks him down, causing him to fall and break his leg, and he loses consciousness. Meanwhile, Claire runs into the forest, chasing the creature carrying Finn, but she loses it. She later finds Finn floating in a pond and rescues him before he drowns. Back at the house, Adam wakes up, destroys the lights as his infection becomes worse, and sets his broken leg. A few minutes later, Claire returns home with Finn, and when Adam sees the child, he tells Claire that the baby she is holding is actually the changeling from the grimoire. Claire insists it is their real son and says Adam is not thinking clearly, and they struggle as she tries to protect Finn. As Adam hallucinates and tries to harm the baby, Claire panics and stabs him with a nail, and she runs to the generator house with Finn. Adam follows, trying to tell her that the creatures took Finn and left a replacement. Inside the generator house, Claire grabs a scythe and swings it at Adam to keep him away. Suddenly, Adam begins to give in to the fungal mutation, and Claire uses the moment to grab a camera and run into the forest. As Adam gets worse, he becomes sensitive to light, grows sharp spines, and begins to change into a creature. He takes the scythe, wraps the blade in a cloth soaked in fuel, and lights it on fire. Holding the burning scythe, Adam hears a baby crying and follows the sound to a cave. Inside, he finds the creatures from the Hallow, proving it is their home. Meanwhile, Claire escapes the forest and reaches Colm's house. She begs him to let her in, but he answers with a shotgun. Colm explains that his daughter, Cora, was also taken and warns Claire to leave before the creatures return, and Claire has no choice but to run away with Finn. Back in the Hallow's nest, Adam finds the baby being held by a transformed Cora, and he realizes the creatures want Finn to become part of their family. In the woods, Claire sees the creatures coming toward her and uses the camera's flash to keep them away. As she moves through the forest, a mutated Adam finds her and tells her that there are actually two different Finns. Using his new creature instincts, Adam fights the monsters and protects Claire long enough for her to believe him. She grabs the real Finn and runs to safety, while Adam is fatally wounded by another creature. At dawn, Adam watches the changeling Finn fall unconscious peacefully, almost like it is sleeping, before the rising sun destroys it. Claire returns to the house and collapses in tears with the real Finn, grieving Adam's death. As the credits begin, a logging company is shown cutting down the forest, and the camera moves over the fallen trees as a truck carrying logs stops. Fungus is seen spreading across the cut trees and several logs before the screen goes black. Okay guys, that's all the recap about the Hallow from 2015. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next video.